Welcome to the Conquerors Podcast. My name is Manish Kata, and we are doing our Q2 2021 leadership update. So with me, I have Christopher Norton, Jennifer Burton, and Jeffrey. So the point of this is we always do the updates to our clients, and we figured let's start recording it. And so here we are with the quarterly update. So I want to first off say we kind of did a thing where we crossed $500 million in AUM and AUA. So this is where Martina hopefully is going to put some confetti. So first of all, congratulations, everyone. If you guys want to clap this up a little bit. And, what's interesting, it's been a fun run. We've made a lot of changes. I think the one common principle, at least for me, has been removing friction. We sat down last year and said, if we're going to grow this thing, we have to make business easier for advisors. Advisors have a rough time already when it comes to compliance and getting clients. Coming to us shouldn't be something that they don't like doing, right? It has to be easy for them to conduct business, to learn about Potomac, and to talk to us and get customer service. And that was kind of our stake in the ground, right? We said, look, we have to remove all the friction possible, and it's worked. We've raised assets. Hopefully, we have happy advisors. The feedback has been tremendous, and we're happy to kind of set the path forward for the next 500 because we do have aggressive growth plans. But as we all know, what got us to 500 is not going to get us to $1 billion. There has to be other things in motion. And that's part of the reason we do this call is to lay out what our plans are and what we've accomplished. So I'll dive into that and then start passing it around. So, we've added a bunch of employees this past quarter as we continue to grow. And the plan going forward is to continue to add across all of Potomac in terms of education, marketing, as well as investment committee. We have plans to add some more people. One of the things I want to highlight is a director of technology, which we just kind of made up this position. Jen and I were talking the other day. Christopher, we were bitching about things that aren't working in terms of permissions and software talking to each other. And we said, hey, we need to hire someone full-time to come in here and handle all of our technology. I think that's going to be huge for us as a company to scale, but also for advisors in terms of what we're able to offer because we're not messing around with setting software up.
Well, and to your point about, what's going to get us to the next 500, this role is would be really nice to have right now, but if we're going to get to $1 billion, it's a need to have, in my opinion.
No, we have to. We're all talking to each other about settings and permissions and what's not working, and it takes up so much of our time. I agree. This is a definite, and we're getting on that right away to get that person in place. The last thing I have kind of from the corporate level before I pass this on to Jeff is the 401k. We've talked about this on podcasts where we moved to Vestwell to automate. You're going to hear automate a lot for us over the next 6 to 9 months because we're determined to scale and put in place automation. And so Vestwell was part of that. And we are going to look into how to offer a 401k to our TAMP clients as well. That's going to be in the near future. So that's really it from a higher level, in terms of our growth or plans forward. And so I'll pass it on to Jeff to talk about the education side and what he has planned for his group.
No, appreciate it, Manish. I think the phrase that stands out the most is making sure that we continue to have excellent customer service. Part of that process on the education team has been to add a couple of new folks. As we continue to go down that path along with Jen and her operations team, we've actually added Shelley Brockman to help with the East region and Chase Smith to cover the Central region. We'll add somebody eventually. Chase and I will knock out that West side. That's a part of the process, right? We continue to grow, and while we certainly love having the interactions with advisors, there's only so much time in the day, right? And as we continue to add more relationships, we want to make sure that we can continue you have the direct line to the parties that can help you, right? Not a phone tree, none of that BS. We want to be able to get you right to the party that can get the job done. And that's why I was a couple minutes late to this podcast, actually doing that very thing. So we're looking forward to continuing to expand in that space so that the operations team and the education team can work hand in hand and be able to get those advisors taken care of, whether they're direct with us or in our union or out on some other TAMP. And I guess the other thing I wanted to bring up is the fact that we continue to expand. So we've recently added Morningstar model marketplace. We've added the Fulcrum EQ TAMP, and we've recently added the the Absolute Capital, been added to the Absolute Capital TAMP. They have some 403B capabilities. Our strategies will be available for advisors that want to be able to access us. So, distribution increases, the relationships increase, and it's exciting times for sure. Absolutely exciting times. But that's what's going on our side of the world.
Chad, what's up with you?
So operations has continued to be pretty busy. In the second quarter, we did add 2 additional hires. We have Kayla Mailer and Evan Schreiner. They both come with a lot of industry experience and have been great assets so far. They, with the addition of them, we moved Caitlin up to Director of Operations and then broke the country into 3. So Chelsea will be working with Shelly on the East, Evan and Chase in the Central, and Evan, Jeff, and Kayla on the West for now. And so we just debuted our new service map that's up on the website. And, with that and with the automation, we're still really committed to having that personal touch and that quality service. I don't think we're ever going to be automated to where we're going to have where you open a case to talk to us or anything. So we've definitely recognized the needs to staff up and continue that commitment to service. In addition, there were some new things that operations worked on this last quarter. We debuted our first podcast, Drinks Well with Operations. I think it went really well. Yes, people seem to react to it pretty good. We had a lot of feedback, mostly on what we were drinking at the end of it. But it's a step in the right direction. People were watching it, so it'll get better from there. Caitlin and I are diligently working with a developer to come up with the new union user interface. It's going to start as the operations CRM and really automate and give us those workflows that we need to be more efficient. And then lastly, this last quarter, we started offering the custom SMA, the transition to model portion. Hopefully in Q3, we're going to go into the direct indexing with some ESG and some more tax loss harvesting opportunities. Our focus for Q3 is really going to be to continue to train our new staff and reshuffle responsibilities around now that there's, Caitlin this morning said last year there was 2 of us and now there's 5. So we're really trying to figure out where everybody's strengths and weaknesses are and what everybody, the workload of everybody. And that's a big thing we're going to iron out in Q3. In addition, we are going to offer a client portal. We've debuted this to a few of our union reps, and it's been met with a lot of really positive experiences from clients. And we're working on a mobile app, so people will always be able to see their accounts, their account aggregation. If they want to do financial planning, it'll be dynamic, and they'll be able to check it out on the go. And then the last thing on tap for Q3 is going to be the operations staff is going to do some monthly tech tips. We really want people to start really learning how to navigate. We still get a lot of questions on how to find accounts and do certain things. And so we're going to be introducing some videos, a video series, a campaign each month. The operations associate in your region will send all of our active representatives some kind of tip to let them better their experience with Potomac.
And just to add something before passing on to Christopher, I think we do ask that people be patient because we are trying to make this more region-based. Obviously, you can always pick up the phone and call anyone you feel like.
Absolutely.
But the point is, as we separate responsibilities and more advisors come in, we're just trying to organize it a little more around regions so you know exactly who your education associate and your operations associate is. So just some patience, but you get to talk to everyone this way anyway as we do the transition. So Christopher, what's going on in your world, or better yet, what's not going on in your world?
Well, Q2 was a big quarter for marketing and the culmination of a lot of work, frankly, that we had done in Q1 between growing the team and a lot of planning for campaigns. And excuse me, we launched our Bull Bear cereal campaign in the second quarter. We launched our brand refresh and our new website. So a lot happened. And I was actually just looking at the numbers with the marketing team this morning, and we were up big from an engagement standpoint, really across the board, from viewers of this podcast, which we're very grateful for. Don't forget to, Jeff, will you say it? Click the
ringy bell dingy thingy.
Thank you. And watch time, subscribers, all of it.
Yep.
But the cool thing was our HubSpot form submissions were up 152% amidst all of that. Now, obviously, we had a lot happen with rolling out research and the serial, but to see that people were not just thanks for the content, but engaging and wanting more is why we do this. So that was really good to see. It's easy to pat yourself on the back for that, but there were some misses in there as well. And to promote the podcast on the podcast, we're going to do our next Build in Public episode on, despite all the things that we're proud of and we're going to be building on, here's the things that we got wrong. And if I in hindsight could do it differently, this is what I would do differently. So we're going to do a whole episode on that coming out in a couple weeks that I think will be a good learning lesson for advisors. It certainly was for us. As we move into Q3, I got a break in Q2, but it's my turn to make another hire. So we're going to be adding to the marketing team. Manish and I just collaborated on a job description for a writer to join our team, and really that being the next piece of the puzzle is bringing a dedicated writer on the team to expand our written content and diversify it a bit as well, be able to do more long form things, be able to do more for social media, more in our written blog, and really elevate that next component to the marketing team, which I'm really excited about. We have 2 big campaigns, which I'm not going to spoil, planned for Q3. And as we get even later into the year, we have some speaking opportunities coming up. We've mentioned before, Manish and I will both be speaking at the Jolt conference in Las Vegas in October. And it's going to be a big Q3. So a lot on the horizon from a marketing standpoint.
And by the way, for Jolt, we're bringing out Jordan, Martina.
The whole marketing crew will be there.
The whole marketing crew will be there. Reach out if you're going. I know we have some advisors that already reached out that said they're going. We got some fun plans scheduled for that week in Vegas, and hopefully we'll try to ruin Jordan and Martina for conferences in the future.
Yeah, well, I'm just excited that we continue to expand the marketing team, because that's what drives, the work that you guys your team is doing drives my team's activity. Right. So we want to see more folks that enjoy the fact that we're bringing fun to this business, and yet at the same time take our management very seriously. So keep going, man. Yep. Keep going.
Well, and to that point, Jeff, I've really appreciated the collaboration that we're already starting to have between your team and mine. It's early days with some of these new hires, but just the back and forth that we've already had on some of the content that we're going to be developing and how it will better serve and educate the people that you're working with. I'm excited to see how that evolves over the next quarter, because I think we're going to do some really new, interesting things that be real valuable.
As long as it involves me not writing.
Don't worry, Jeff. You've been fired from writing.
I've been exiled from anything that involves script.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, thank you, everyone. This is our update. As you know, we're not shy about providing more video and updates. So if anything happens intra-quarter, you will hear about it. So this is more of a recap, and for all of us to get together and have these conversations. Subscribe, like, make sure you spread the word. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you, and have a great day.
Thanks.
Adios.